this is a young lady that is struggling with something in her marriage, and I want you to check this out. Maybe you can comment and help her out. Listen to what she has to say.
Something that I've gotten really bad at that I want to admit to you is that I often put my kids before my husband. I'm sure I'm the only one out there that does this, right? I'm sure no one else struggles with this. But in case you do, let's talk about it. Kids are demanding. Our marriages are demanding too, but kids are demanding quite a bit louder than marriages are. Marriages aren't tugging at your clothes constantly, crying whenever they've got a boo-boo, and asking for snacks all the time. Kids are demanding in a completely different way, but that doesn't mean that kids are more important than your marriage. Just because it's easier to put our marriage on the back burner because it doesn't scream as loudly as our kids do, doesn't mean that's what we should do. We are responsible for helping our children grow into the little humans that they're called to be. But we are also responsible for helping our marriage grow into the relationship that it's called to be. Please share your thoughts and insight on this because I would love to hear them, and we're in this together. Let's help each other out.
First of all, I want to commend her for being so open and transparent with what her struggle is in her marriage. What I like about it is that she's not leaning so heavily on one side than the other side. Some people are like, listen, I'm my kid's first period. That's it. No, there's no discussion. But she's like, listen, I'm struggling with this, and that tug at me a little bit because at least she's vulnerable enough to say, I'm trying to get this right, and I really don't know which way to go. So I think we can help her out. All right. So I want to say a couple of things. First of all, we need to understand this from a biblical standpoint. All right. I'll say this first. Parenting is temporary. How about we start there? Parenting is temporary. I'm not going to prioritize the temporary and neglect the permanent. I'm not doing that. It doesn't make sense to me to do that. Okay. You know what it's like? Let me tell you what it's like. It's like watering the leaves of a plant, but never the roots. So the plant may look fine for a while, but eventually it'll wither because the foundation was never nourished. Your marriage is the foundation. Here you are watering leaves, all the leaves happy, but the foundation is all dried up. Why does this matter biblically? Let's talk about that. Why does this matter? Because the marriage covenant existed before the parent-child relationship. Let's go back to Genesis 2. Which one happened first? The Bible's design is in this order: God, spouse, children, everybody else. Let's say that again for the people in the back. This is God's design. I didn't make this up. This is not me. This is just the way God says it is and it should go. And it works best this way when it is God, spouse, children, others, everybody else. Okay? Not your mama come before your wife. No. You ain't married to your mama. She did her job. You left the house. You on your own. You and your wife need to work this out. Children benefit most when they see their parents love, honor, and prioritize each other. They need to see what that example looks like. So when they leave and start their own family, they'll know how to prioritize their spouse. If the child sees the parent being one of the parents being neglected, then they're going to take that image, take it into their marriage, and neglect their spouse. Well, my mama neglected her husband, so I'm gonna neglect my no, it doesn't work that way. They need to see it prioritized correctly so they can do it correctly when they get their family. So marriage, what we need to understand also is that marriage is the first human covenant relationship. That's why the Bible says when a man leaves father and mother, and that's why he leaves mother and father united together with his wife, and they shall become one flesh. That's Genesis 2:24. It's repeated in Matthew, right? When a woman consistently puts her children above their spouse, oftentimes it's not coming from an evil heart. It's coming from a place of love. Oftentimes it's coming from a place of protection or even survival instinct. Think about this. You got a mother that has been, let's say she's not married, right? And she's going through several relationships, failed relationships. One man Doesn't work out, he leaves. Another one, he leaves. For some reason, it's not working out, right? After a while of all this pain and all this hurt and failed relationships, they're like, you know what? The only thing that remains are my children. All these other men left. But you know who's still here? Hey, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Help me out here with that algorithm. You know how it works. My children. So what do? They turn everything they got in them towards their kids. And from now on, I'm not letting anybody come between me and my kids, because every time I do that, I get hurt. My children get hurt. And now we're left without again. So forget all that. My kids come first. I get it. I get it. And when they feel like that, they bring that into a marriage that is built on the unity of the two parents, the husband and the wife, and prioritizing each other is built on that. And now they have taken that and have turned it around and said, I'm not going to prioritize my husband. He's going to be in last place. If any place at all, it's last. And that's not the biblical design. It won't work that way. The challenge is that the marriage is supposed to be the foundation of the family. It is. And when a spousal relationship gets pushed to the back, it begins to undermine that foundation. The healthiest marriage comes in when the children and the spouse are not in competition for love and not in competition for attention. This is not a competition. We need to be in this together. We need to come together and decide how we are going to together raise a family, prioritizing each other, having them including and together meeting their needs. It is no different than a person that has a career where they're required to put in 50, 60 hours a week, right? Lots of jobs have to do that. You got to put in a lot of hours a week. So what do you do to prioritize your wife when you don't have time after 60 hours? You come in after a 12, 14, 15-hour day, you're tired. You don't have any energy left for anybody. Do you have to neglect your spouse at that point? No, you don't. How do you guard and protect your family, although you're required to put in those amount of hours? You could be an attorney or a surgeon that got to go to the hospital often during the week. You're often in court cases. It's a lot that people have to do. Just a regular job. You just got a lot of hours to put in. It's simple. We give you a couple of things that you can do to make sure that you protect your unit. When you come home from work, you prioritize your spouse by making sure that your phone is off and you give them the attention that they need at dinner. You come home every night. Some nights you say, I can't work overtime. I got to go home to my family. Sometimes you just tell the office, no, I got to go. Other times you say, on that day off, you say, we're going to go and do something together as a family. I'm not going to sleep in and sleep all day. We're going out together. We plan the family vacations. We plan the family events together. The time that I do have, I prioritize how I spend that time. I'm not on my phone. I'm not on my game. I am making sure that I spend that quality time with them because I don't have a lot of time. So the time that I do have, I'm spending it with my family. I'm prioritizing them. After a certain time at night, I don't answer phones. Bottom line. Don't call my house late at night. I'm not answering. That's my quality time. That's rest time. That's me time with my wife. Bottom line. We got to find a way to protect it. I don't answer emails after a certain time. I come home, say, babe, we're going to have dinner. Let's do this. Put my phone down and we have a dinner. I'm not texting at the dinner table. I'm not texting at the restaurant. Not doing it. There are things that we can do to make sure that we are showing intentionality and letting our spouse know that they are our first priority, even if the quantity of time is not there, but the quality of time is. And that's how we do it. So thank you, the young lady that did that video. I hope that you are helped, and the people in the comment section can even assist you even more than I have, so that we can understand that this marriage thing is God's thing, and He designed it a certain way, and it works His way. It does. All right, share this with somebody. I know somebody can be helped with this, can be blessed by it. All right, I'm out.